Yo, 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 salute. Get this set up. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Peat basketball show. I am your host, Tony the Savant. We're going to make the basketball show just the morning show, man. I just feel like it just works out better for me that way. Um, Hopefully it works out better for y'all as well. Y'all the only people I appease to. But yeah, doing basketball, top of the morning just seems a lot more conducive. You know what I mean? A lot more productive. So we're gonna just turn the basketball show to the morning show. We gonna get to work early. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you pull up to the video. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we popping in today to do cover this SoFi play-in tournament, as we have just concluded the Eastern Conference half of the play-in tournament with the Miami Heat, Philadelphia 76ers, Atlanta Hawks, and Chicago Bulls. My Chicago Bulls, shout out. But before we get into both of those, y'all, I just ask y'all to swing by the platforms, as this is a business. The Instagram, the big four, I like to call them right now. The Instagram, Tony the Savant; Twitter, Tony the Savant; YouTube, Tony the Savant; Facebook, Tony the Savant, THEE. Because Facebook is weird, it won't allow me to just go Tony the Savant. So if y'all don't mind, just swing by the platforms, give your boy a follow, like, drop a comment on some of the work that you deem necessary, that you like, as I take all feedback, opinions, and thoughts very seriously. When y'all tell me what y'all think and feel about things, especially when it's based in facts and some realism, I definitely do my research. I vet, in my opinion. My sports opinions change all the time, not drastically, but with new information comes new opinions, right? So, if y'all don't mind. All right, let's get right into this, man. Hold on, let me set up the banner. Because I'm getting a little bit better with the podcast game, and I want to make sure I do my due diligence. Give me 76ers. 76ers beat. Let's do it like that. Beat Heat. And it was a good game too, man. That was a very good comeback game. All right, we got the banner. Oops. Sorry, y'all. I'm still learning how to use StreamYard. StreamYard is super dope. Got a lot of features, tools to play around with. So, which is pretty cool. All right, y'all. So we're talking about the 76ers and Miami Heat. Last night, yesterday, excuse me, I did my predictions for this game, and I said that this game is going to be close, as the Miami Heat and 76ers are rivals, Eastern Conference rivals. These two teams have been linking up in the playoffs for many, many, many years. So it's like one of those games, when we watch the NFL and they talk about how the division rivals, like the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Bears, the Packers, and in baseball, we got the Yankees, and the Red Sox, the Rangers, the Astros, just certain rivalries that have brewed over the years because of classic matchups, drama. You gotta have some drama in these rivalries. So the Miami Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers have built up some equity in the rivalry department. And so I knew that this game was going to be a close game. It kind of started out with Miami getting the best of the 76ers. Miami was getting out, going on runs, running their plays, executing fully. Let me see. They were just getting it was a nice complete effort from everybody. Tyler Hero was balling. Bam didn't really show up for work, but ended with a double double. Uh, Triple J, Juan Jaime, Jaime Jaquez, Jaime Jaquez Jr., who is fastly becoming one of my favorite players. I really like this kid and love his game. Jimmy Butler, unfortunately, y'all, will be reporting on his injury and getting an update on that later on in the video. But he put up 19, but he left late in the game with an injury, much like Zion did the night before. So unfortunate. Excuse me. I'm still dealing with this cold, y'all. So this is like day 4. I feel better than I did day 2, day 3, but still in the murky waters. But nonetheless, please excuse the voice. I got my tea. I got my water. But Jimmy Butler left late in the game, and the last I seen before I, called it a night last night was that he would be out the remainder of the playoffs, play-in, the season. So, unfortunately, if that's what happens, uh, for the Miami Heat, that's just heartbreaking, man. Jimmy Butler is the life and soul of that team. We definitely got to see that in real time last year as he led the AC Miami Heat on a magic carpet ride, you could say, of some sorts. In this very same play-in tournament last year, Miami Heat beat my Bulls. They would go on to beat the Miami. Excuse me, not the Miami. Who else did they beat? The Milwaukee Bucks, New York Knicks, Boston Celtics, and advance to the playoffs, the NBA Finals. So it was a magic carpet ride last year, and to see Jimmy Butler go down this way, I'm pretty sure some of the win of the Miami Heat sales has just been taken out. But nonetheless, y'all, let's get into the numbers. Why don't we? Let's look over the team stats as everything was pretty even down the board. Um, Rebounds, assists was identical. Steals were in favor of Miami. Miami had 12 steals. Was putting in work in that way, and that was pretty much the first 3 quarters. So they were locking things up. I mean, it wasn't until like the last 3 minutes of the game that Miami just kind of lost track of the game plan, I guess you want to say. But nonetheless, yeah, it was pretty even across the board here. Field goals percentage 42% for Miami, 41% for the 76ers, 35% from the line, the 3-point line for Miami, 34% for 76ers. Free throws about even, 19 for Miami, 23 for the 76ers. Miami shot 73% from the line, which you got to hit those free throws. When you lose a game by 1, and then you see that you missed 5 free throws, there's your key to victory right there. Simply put, they're free for a reason, right? 47 rebounds for Miami, 49 for Philly, 18 offensive rebounds for Miami, 15 for Philly. 23 assists, identical in that department. 4 blocks for Miami, 3 for the 76ers. Again, 12 steals for Miami, 4 for the Sixers. Turnovers were about identical, 13 for Miami, 15 for the Sixers. And points in the paint, one of my favorite stats, 46 for Miami, 42 for the 76ers. Again, when you have a rivalry like this, these stats are going to look like that. Darn near mimicking each other down to the T across the board. For the losing team, we always got to, give them their flowers, pats on the back. Jimmy Butler, again, 19 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Hold on, let's go to, because I can usually look at my I just got this notification. Steve Kerr, man, bro, Miami, not Miami. See, go to State, bro. You feel bad for him, but then you don't. You know, a lot of the Golden State wounds is self inflicted. I feel bad for Steph. Steph is just like his entire career has just been in the crosshairs of the Golden State madness. We're talking about the front office madness. We're talking about Draymond Green. We're talking about Klay Thompson's inconsistency. Steph is just he just been carrying all these bums on his back. Sorry, y'all. Let me get these. Let me get this stat sheet real quick. Cause I like looking at different stat sheets. Different stat sheets tell you different things. I'm not one of those guys that get so hung up, quote unquote, on stats. But I told y'all, we chopped this up. Kobe White at 42. Oh, we gonna talk about that. Okay. 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 Here we go. 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 To quote Dak. All right. Let's break it down. If it'll pull up, come on, y'all. God, leave. All right. All right. Are we here? Are we in? Are we playing? All right, let's get busy. Sorry about that again, audience. 19 points for Jimmy Butler, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Excuse me. Jimmy Butler had 5 big steals, doing what Jimmy do. And again, I said if the Miami Heat had a chance, it was going to be behind Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is the heart, soul, leader. He's the blueprint for Miami culture right now. And again, a valiant effort, but unfortunately, went down with the injury, and we'll get updates on that after this. The young kid, Nikola Jovic, he was out there putting in some effort very early. 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 big blocks. Oh, no, that was Bam. So his numbers don't really say. Excuse me, his numbers don't really tell everything. But Jovic was pretty instrumental early in Miami building up their lead. And I thought he was a little bit more statistically. I thought he put up a little bit more statistical output, but apparently not. Bam, he had 10 points, 12 rebounds, uh, 2 blocks. Bam did just enough, just enough out there. I guess you want to say, but nonetheless, you need more from your superstars. Uh, your second superstar certified. I would even go as far as to say sometimes Bam is the number one option. Jimmy Butler again. I said this yesterday that Jimmy is 34 years old. We got to get to the point where these guys that we've grown up with from the 2010s. We got to realize that they're on the back ends of their careers, the twilight ends of their primes. These performances that we're getting out of them, say like the performances we got of Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry last year. Just these once in a lifetime we may never see. Oh, golly. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. One second. Just read this email. All right, but yeah, Jimmy Butler and what's my boy name? Steph. Those kind of performances that they had last season. I think we should have just really appreciated them a little bit more because, again, you see they're aging. Steph still is balling, but he's 36. So, how much more time? How many more deep playoff runs does a Steph Curry have or a Jimmy Butler have? You know what I mean? After just a decade, we could honestly say maybe even a decade and a half for Steph. No, I say about a decade, both of them. Both Steph and Jimmy Butler, they came in as developmental players, raw talent, but Took them a couple years to get into their strides. So respectfully, the last 10 years has just been playoff run, uh, classic matchups. Giving you all, leaving it all on your floor, leaving it all on the floor, and so all of that adds up on the body, for sure. And now we're at a point now we're expecting these guys to be ready, healthy, you know, um, ready to perform. But Father Time is undefeated. Yeah, Father Time is undefeated, not just in sports, in life, but definitely in sports. I have not seen an athlete uh, as of yet in my time frame, nor have I read in a history book of an athlete that had a lifelong prime. So this was going to be the inevitable. And we're starting to see an emergence of these young teams. Tyrese Maxey, like I say, Joel Embiid is still fairly young. I don't throw Joel and like Joker as far as the new class, but they're definitely in the hearts of their primes right now. So I wouldn't give them old by any standards. But the 76ers have a young, hungry team, fairly young. They got a lot younger after they got rid of James Harden for sure. And I love Tyrese Maxey. Love him. But before we get over there to the winning team, of course, Bam had 10 and 12. Uh, Tyler Hero, man, surprisingly surprising. He showed up to work. I don't knock Tyler Hero. I just don't trust him. I just don't never. From game to game, let alone playoff game to game, you don't know what you're gonna get from Tyler Hero. So again, very impressive outing from this young man. 25 points. He led the way for Miami. 9 assists. Uh, What is it? Tyler was 3 for 3. Oh, that's from free throws. 4 for 14 from the field. No, from 3 point. 9 of 27 from the field. Jeez Louise. Tyler Hero was out there shooting. Tyler Hero shot 27 shots. Bam shot 9 shots. I've never seen the Miami Heat uh, distributions of shots like this. I mean, maybe it has been, but every time I seem to cover Miami, Bam is for sure either him or Jimmy are the leaders in shot attempts. And again, Triple J Jaime, he finished 6-11 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three. He hit a big three. I remember seeing that early in the game. I didn't really know that he had a shot like that, but he had a steal, um, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, all over the place. That's why I like that kid. He's a hustle player. He brings the energy. Um, but again, Coach Spo, Miami, they fought. They were in that game they were actually ahead the entire game, and just let it slip the last 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, at the end there, where they just kind of started losing a little bit of their momentum. 76ers began finding their shots. Nicholas Batum, man. Nicholas Batum turned into, I don't know, Portland Trailblazers Batum. Okay. Because he was out there getting busy. Oubre was out there, between him and Oubre, Nicholas Batum, I think they Kelly Oubre, they was out there getting busy. They closed the game for the 76ers. Philadelphia, they were just kind of limping, just staying in there, just keeping in the game enough, to make that last run. And as soon as somebody got hot, and in this case, Nicholas Batum, they were able to store and pass. But speaking of, let's see what these young men see what they did when they showed up to work last night. What is going on? Damn emails, man. I wish I could tell other people at the other job, like, look, let me get the videos out, and then start sending me emails. All right, respectfully. But anyway, 76ers. Um, they definitely came to work. Um, Again, Nicholas Batum, man, was the star of the night, the X factor, especially down the stretch there in the fourth quarter. It finished the night with 20 points, 5 rebounds, no assists, but with 7 of 12 from the field, 6 of 10 from the three. 60% from the 3-point line. It's a productive, very, very productive day. And especially when you're getting that from your role player, a guy off the bench. I think Nicholas Batum only played 27 minutes. Yeah, he played 27 and a half minutes. So that's just about half of the game, a little over half of the game. And it was a very key factor to them being able to seal the victory. In addition to that, we all know we all know Nicholas Batum is a veteran, a vet in the league, much playoff experience. So it's good to see him have a playoff moment, um, and he's able to help this team get to the victory. If you did not see yesterday's show, I also said that the 76ers, man, as much as I worry about them I'm still a little bit on the fence on whether or not I believe this is legitimate, this run that they've been on, especially to end the season and last night's game to see them come back. It really makes you want to start galvanizing and supporting them, but we're still early in this playoff. They weren't even in the playoffs. We're in the play-in. So, the 76ers got a lot more battling to do, but this was a good start, to be able to come back against, again, one of your playoff rivals, just one of the team rivals, period, to be able to come back and defeat them in the fashion that you did. Again, getting a decent, I think Joel Embiid was struggling a bit out there, kind of find his way. But that's why it's a team game. Joel did enough. He was the leader. He didn't freaking completely melt down or disappear. Respectfully, he could have shot a lot better from the field though. I will say that. As Joel was 6 or 17, he had 23 points, 15 big rebounds, 5 assists, a steal. Again, 6 or 17 from the field, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line. Again, Joel wasn't himself by any means or standards, but in a close game like this, when you're gonna be battling it out again with one of your rivals, you're just happy that your superstar is able to do that much. He was able to be a effective um, enough, again. So sometimes you need big performances from your superstar. Sometimes you just need them to do enough. Let's see. Kelly Oubre, another big contributor late in that stretch. He finished the night with 11 points, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, 5. Oh, that's defensive rebounds. Excuse me. 0 of 1 from the 3, 3 of 9 from the field. So Kelly Oubre was active, very active. He played how many minutes did Kelly put in? 37 minutes. So he was a big contributor. I forgot Kyle Lowry was on this team. I forgot Kyle Lowry was on the 76ers, y'all. Dead ass. I don't know why I thought he was still with the Miami Heat. I was looking at the stats for the box score, and I literally just seen Kyle Lowry. Like, what this fool doing over here? But yeah, the vet, he was 3 of 10 from the field. Contributed 7 points. 19 from the young Maxey. Tyrese Maxey, again, just so much energy. That kid has a very bright future. Showing up in the playoffs like this, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. 6 of 16 from the field. Again, him and Joel was, as far as him being the second option on this team for the most part. Didn't have great shooting outings, but both of them did enough. Tobias Harris, one of my favorite players. I wish Tobias was a little bit more, like just a little bit more active. I don't know what I'm looking for as far as I just wish he had more of a role or was a little bit more involved. But 4 of 10 from the field. He finished with 9 points. Quiet for the most part. But yeah, man, you see here, 76ers were able to just put it all together. Again, that game was an instant. I ain't gonna say instant classic. It was a rivalry game. It was ugly. Um, it fought to the very end. A 1-point game again. 76ers win 105 to 104. Uh, I don't know what more I could really say about this game. It was just one of those games, where it's ugly, it's drawn out, pretty much in a fist fight. It felt like Miami. Every time you face them, man, they come to the court ready to fight, not literally, to relax, but just not willing to give up. And you can really see that. And again, I think that's a big feather in Jimmy Butler's hat. As I've been a fan of Jimmy Butler all his career. Started out with my Bulls, and that's a staple of Jimmy Butler's personality. He doesn't give up. So you see a team like this Miami Heat uh, doing what they do year in and year out. Never really being the projected favorite or uh, anybody's top pick to win the East, and then they continuously do it, or they're right there in the mix with whoever is going to say win the East. You gotta respect it. I've always had a great respect for Pat Riley. That's one of my favorite figures in sports, definitely in basketball. Just because of how he carries himself, the standards and morals he stands for, and how he approaches his business. And so you see that trickle down effect all the way down to the role players for this Miami Heat team. You see it in the rookies in Triple J, Jaime Jaquez. You see it. You can see that standard, you know, being just having vibrations all around the Miami Heat organization. So, but then you don't see that, excuse me, none more than with anybody. I don't think anybody embraced or embodied Miami Heat culture better. The only name I would give better than Jimmy Butler is, of course, Dwayne Wade. Wade County is named after him, respectfully. So it's a matter of the fact that you see Jimmy Butler go down, you automatically assume that the Miami Heat's fighting chances are reduced significantly. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. In fact, let me get an update for y'all right now. Let's put up the banner. Jimmy Butler injury update. As I said, when I went to sleep last night, got as many updates as I could. Boom. Yeah, I got as many updates on the situation as I could before I went to bed last night. So uh, let's see real quick, man. We're gonna be live. Are we live in the city? Let's see what my boy Jimmy Butler. Work phone. And again, if y'all don't mind, swing by the platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Tony the Savant across the board, and give your boy a follow and like, comment, all that good stuff on the content that you see and like or whatnot. Put up. I feel like I like to put up a plethora of things and topics to talk about. So no matter what you're into, man, I've met sports fans all across the board, and all my life I've been into so many different sports. I've had older sisters. They used to play volleyball and golf. I've never personally played volleyball or golf outside of a recreational, level. Going to the golf course with them or something like that. But I've always followed golf and female golfers and female tennis players because of my sisters. All my life I was watching Serena Williams, bro. Didn't even know it. I did not know like the first few years that I was watching Serena. I didn't know who Serena Williams was until I was like well into high school. But I watched all of this young ladies matches, growing up. I was like growing up as a kid. I was only focused on the NBA. I could name everybody in the NBA on every team, 2K, all that. But when it came to other sports, I would only indulge as far as like, my dad, he was into baseball. I would watch baseball with my dad. I didn't know anybody else on the field except Sammy Sosa. I know who 21 was in blue. And so that's just kind of how my life has always been, in relation to sports. But all right, y'all. So we got an update from Yahoo Sports here. Heat star Jimmy Butler feared to have MCL injury after play-in loss. In fact, wait, let's look and see because that's about the information that dropped before I went to bed about 25 minutes ago. All right, so we got a Bleacher Report 25 minutes ago, April 18, 2024. Miami Heat will be without Jimmy Butler with their season hanging in the balance according to Shams. Uh, the star it has been reported the star wing is expected to miss multiple weeks due to an MCL injury, which will rule him out of Friday's must-win play-in tournament game against the Chicago Bulls. Damn, man, that's heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking for sure. So Jimmy Butler will be out um, in the game. Game tomorrow. Was it tomorrow that they said? Yeah, Friday. In the game tomorrow versus the Chicago Bulls, his former team, my team. So it's certainly heartbreaking, for Miami to fight all this season, get this far, and it's for to lose your leader this way. But it's an opportunity now for others to step up. Like I said a number of names on that Miami team that has the opportunity to step up here. Tyler Hero, he had a big performance yet last night, so this is the chance for him to take a step forward. Bam. And I just said that sometimes he's the number one option. Now you can be the number one option, Mr. Adebayo. So, but again, very heartbreaking news for Heat Nation. You hate to hear that, man. Seriously. But let's cover this next game because I gotta get to work, y'all. Not trying to. What is this? Sorry, y'all. On my way, on my way, on my way. Can we just get to the scores, man? Damn, bro. I put it on box score. Why are they showing me uh article after article after article? I said box score. Anyway, sorry about this, y'all, man. Smartphones allegedly. All right, here we go. Let's get busy. So, let me put the banner up. Bulls. Are the Chicago Bulls back? I would love to think so. I'm gonna say this as a Chicago Bulls fan, lifelong critic of the Chicago Bulls. It is good to see Kobe White, homegrown talent. Not like unfortunately, I don't really have the same attachment to say uh, DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine. They're not homegrown. Not that I'm knocking them. Not that I got anything personal against these guys. I'm just one of them people that will root for his homegrown, his home talent. A guy that was drafted to my team before I'll root for, say, a free agent pickup. Especially if it's a free agent pickup that I necessarily, me personally, sorry, didn't ask for. Number one is Zach LaVine. Didn't think Zach LaVine was a sufficient replacement for Jimmy Butler at all. And DeMar DeRozan, I was talking to my boy. Shout out to Showtime. Showtime on Point, Showtime Sports was chopping it up last night about this very topic, about how DeMar DeRozan, yes, he is a phenomenal talent for us. Wearing Chicago red right now. But for years and years, especially when I followed the NBA, on a very before my journalism career, but just as a fan, when I followed the NBA on a day-to-day level, routine level, I used to cheer against DeMar DeRozan. For many of those D Rose years, and while he was in Toronto, and we would link up and have to match up against them from time to time. Yes, yes. So it feels weird for me to all of a sudden have to root for a guy I've been, cheering against my entire uh, life, if you want to say it like that. But I respect what DeMar is doing for our team. I do. I'm not mad. We got a big performance out of our big four last night. In fact, before we get into that, how about we respectfully um, show respect to the Atlanta Hawks? Because DeJounte Murray was out there balling, man. I feel bad for him. What is this? Oh my goodness, bro! Out of nowhere. But DeJounte Murray was absolutely balling last night, and I'm of the opinion, man. I think the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I didn't say this earlier. I just kind of developed this opinion after watching last night's game. I'm of the opinion that the Atlanta Hawks should move off Trae Young. Okay, Trae Young had a good. It was good while it lasted, and build around DeJounte Murray because DeJounte Murray is a baller. DeJounte Murray needs a team. He's very capable by himself of leading a team, as we have seen. He was pretty much. Uh, Hold on, y'all. They playing with me, bro. They literally playing with me. I'm finna go crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just some work stuff. Sorry, y'all. I hate to even get irritated like that live. But anyway, fuck it. Yes, the DeJounte Murray, he needs a team, bro. He needs a team that he can lead, that he don't have to co-star on, or be restricted on. But as I feel like, uh, when he was with when he was with San Antonio, he had to kind of be limited. He was limited by Coach Pop. His potential, by the way. Anyway, bro, are you serious, bro? Oh my goodness, phone just fucking froze. Ooh, the devil is a liar, man. We ain't gonna give him no victory today. My shit just crashed, y'all. Sorry. With all my notes, all my stats, just crash out right in the middle of the fucking episode. But anyway, I watched the game. We can link it. I ain't gotta look at the numbers. We can go up the big four. My young boy Ayo Don Samu. I can't say his last name. Love the kid though. He balled out. Um, we got a lot of guys on our team. I can't pronounce their names without laughing first. But he had a big game as well. Close that, bro. Retarded. Um, Vu had a very big night as well. Vu had a kind of night, man. If we got to go up against the Celtics, if he plays like he did last night, I ain't got no concerns, no worries. My only real concern is Jason Tatum, as much as I love him, Jaylen Brown, as much as I love him. Those guys, they suspect from time to time, and so I don't trust the Boston Celtics wing players as much as probably some others. I love them. I like them. I root for Boston. I'm on record with saying that for sure. But I don't trust them yet until I see them get the job done. And then if my Bulls can, if we have to match up against them, we definitely can match up against them, is what I'm trying to say. But last night, let's see. Clint Capella had 22 big points, doing what he do, 11 for 15 from the field, a force in the paint. Trae Young, 4 of 12, somehow finished with 22 points, 3 of 8 from the three-point line, 10 assists. I hate that Trae Young only passes the ball to get an assist. It's almost like a forced shot, you know what I mean? Trae Young he'll hold the ball literally for a third, half or 3/3 of the shot clock. And then he'll pass it off to you so, you can hurry up and shoot a shot and hopefully you make it, blah, blah, blah. It's just, I hate Trae Young's, his passing style, if you will. And I'm happy they got eliminated, man, because now I'm like I said, I want the Atlanta Hawks to move off of Trae Young. Not that I got anything against Trae. I think Trae, man, he just don't play defense. He got the same. Him and Damian Lillard are in the same exact position. Just phenomenal offensive talent. Got a shot, but outside of that, it's just like so many question marks surrounding their game. And Trae Young for me is just Dame Lillard 2.0. I used to think it was Steph 2.0, but now I'm starting to see. Time tells the truth. And so you see this kid, and you see on a consistent, on a very concerning, consistent level, Trae Young just has these bad outings, often. But he finished the night 4-12, 3 of 8 from the field, 10 assists. Again, I just felt like 10 forced assists. Bogdanovich, he had 21 big points, 8 of 18, 3 of 10 from the three-point line. Always can count on Bogdan. And DeJounte Murray again, 11 of 21, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 30 big points, just doing everything. DeJounte Murray, bro, if you didn't see last night's game, let me confirm it right here and now. It's a baller. He's legit. DeJounte Murray, he's legit, okay? Uh, he's just in a very bad situation. He's one of them. He's one of those. He's in one of them stereotypical situations where you have a star player on a bad team. And the Atlanta Hawks are one of them teams that's always in the middle and the thick of it. Like they're not, Charlotte Hornets bad, but they're not even. And we seen it last night. They're not even Chicago Bulls good. And I've been very critical of my team, uh, especially this season, but just over the years. I'm happy that we got Ayo. I'm happy we got Kobe White, and the future is looking a little brighter, especially if we could come off of these damn Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan contracts. But outside of that, the future is bright. But again, I like what the Atlanta Hawks have going on. Let me clarify that again. Excuse me, not the Atlanta Hawks. I like what DeJounte Murray has going on. I like what he has going on with the Atlanta Hawks. I just feel like DeJounte needs to get out of this co-star role, and be given the green light, be given the reins, the keys to the organization, and let this man do what he do. I feel like he was being limited again in San Antonio, but also he was still young. He was still in development. Now he's pretty much establishing himself. We know what DeJounte Murray is, so it's time for him to take that next step forward, see if he can be a franchise player. But nonetheless, that's the Atlanta Hawks. They great outing. This was a decent game. It turned into a blowout there in the second half. The Atlanta Hawks kept it close and kept tying the game, but then came by the second half. The Chicago Bulls was just they was hot and they was just hitting everything. Uh, DeMar DeRozan, the statesman, very very consistent. A very stable figure for the Chicago Bulls. I think he's been very good for for Kobe White's growth. Again for Don Ayo Donsunmu. I think that he's been excellent for as far as the growth that we've seen them have. I think DeMar DeRozan is directly involved in that. He had 22 points last night, 10 and 19 from the field, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. Love DeMar DeRozan's game again. I just cheer for him my entire life. Cheered against him my entire life. Feels a little weird still. He's been with the Bulls a couple years now, a couple seasons. It still feels weird cheering for him. Nonetheless, Big Vu had 24 points, 12 rebounds, 11 to 21 from the field. If Vu plays like this, if we match up against, I mean, naturally now, we can get past Miami and we match up against the Boston Celtics. I'm not worried if Vu play like this. I'm not worried. Vu can match up with Kristaps, Porzingis, these young boys between Kobe and Don Samu. If they get hot, we got some offense there. We got Drummond. We got a rim protector coming off the bench. We'll see what happened with Caruso. I know Caruso had gotten a little the Drummond big goof, just ran him over. That was crazy. But let's talk about the star of the night, why don't we? Kobe White. Kobe should get his own banner for this, for last night's performance. But he had 42 points. Kobe White getting, I'm gonna definitely make him a Facebook reel. He was getting busy yesterday. 42 big points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 of 7 from the 3-point line, 15 to 21 from the field, 43 minutes on the basketball court. Kobe White had a breaking out party yesterday, y'all. I think it's safe to say that Kobe White is going to be, we're going to be saying his name. Now, I'm interested to see, hopefully we don't do the Jimmy Butler thing, Chicago. We don't do the Jimmy Butler thing again. Develop this kid, and then once he starts blooming, we send him away for him to lead other organizations on playoff runs and NBA Finals runs. Did you imagine what life would have been like if the Chicago Bulls would have been in the finals in 2020 instead of the Miami Heat? I just think about that. But I don't want the Chicago Bulls to, develop this kid. Now that he's having a breaking out party, they decide that, they're going to trade him off for some stupid stuff. So I want to see, this continue from Kobe White, these performances, this kind of growth. I'm loving it. I am loving it. It is exciting to be a Chicago Bulls fan. Only for this, for today, after the last night's performance, it's exciting to be a Chicago Bulls fan. Again, and have somebody to root for like Kobe White. So, big game. We will get the matchup between the Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls tomorrow night. I'll do an episode on that. We'll cover and do our predictions on that. The Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls are another one of those rivalries that it could be a dog fest. It could be a bare knuckle fight. Looks like Miami had with the Chicago Bulls, because I believe even without Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat are just a team whose identity is based on fighting to the end. So even without Jimmy, I don't think this is going to be an easy game tomorrow night. But kudos to the Chicago Bulls. Hopefully the Atlanta Hawks are able to make the moves that they need to make. Kudos to the 76ers as they advance as well. I think they'll be taking on the Milwaukee Bucks in the next round. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, man. It's a very exciting time in basketball. But that's all I got for y'all on this episode, man. Thank y'all for the pulling up. Episode 9, I think this is a 3-peat. Moving along, getting the work in, getting it done. This is a business again, y'all. We have a lot of fun. We have conversations. This ain't work. This ain't a factory job, but it is a business. So definitely appreciate the love and the support. And if y'all one more time don't mind swinging by the other platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and giving your boy a follow, subscribe, like, all that good stuff, man. As it does help the channel grow. I definitely appreciate that, y'all, man. Y'all go out here and get a goal accomplished. It is your boy, Tony the Savant. Peace.